The year was 2015. I received a comment on one of my videos asking me to make a Blender tutorial. This was the first and last time I ever got a video request, so I immediately got to work. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned, and that is why after half a decade of absence, I have returned to bestow upon my viewers the power of Blender! Welcome to part 0 of my Blender tutorial. In this part, I'm going to show you guys how to solve a very common problem that you may run into when making models in Blender. Now, as you can see here, we have two different segments that have a different polygon count on the leading edges here. Now, what we want to do is we want to get these to connect using only quads, because quads are the best polygon for making any kind of mesh because they subdivide well and have many other useful properties. In this specific scenario, we have two loops that one loop is twice the resolution of the other in terms of the number of polygons. So we need to reduce the polygon count 2 to 1. Now this is how we're going to do it. First thing we want to do is we want to go into edge select mode, and we're going to select all of the edges on the lower poly count of the loops. Then we're going to press space and search for checker deselect. Now when you have checker deselect enabled, what you're going to do is you're going to extrude it. And then you're going to press Control period. What that's going to do is it's going to switch from scaling things like this to scaling things like this, which is what we want. Now what you're going to do is you're going to scale by 0.25. I find this value looks the best once we finally complete this whole process, so S0.25. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select all the alternate components that weren't selected in the first part. There might be some way to do this with checker select, but I haven't figured it out. But it's not too hard to just do it manually. Even when you have a lot of edges, it's still not that hard. Now you're going to do the exact same thing you did with the previously selected edges. Now this is the most time-consuming part. You want to go back into vertex selection, and you're going to select two components like this. Make sure it's just two. And then do Alt-M, and then merge at center. And you're going to skip over the next one, go to here, Alt-M, merge at center. And I'm going to fill these in real quick. Alright, now that we're done with that part, what we're going to do is we're going to start connecting up the faces. Now I like to go to the very most top faces because they're aligned the most. We're going to fill in one section like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select all of these here and fill them in. From here on out, we should just be able to keep pressing the F key to fill the remaining faces. Alright, and we're done. This is the final topology. It looks pretty good. And it can be subdivided very easily. See, as you can see, it looks good when you subdivide it. A little bit kind of funny looking, but that's what's going to happen when you're using different resolutions of meshes. Now you may be asking, isn't there some easier way to do this? Well, there are multiple ways you can connect these 2 points up. Let me show some of them. Now, the first method would be the most naive type method to do. It would just be to select two faces, link them together, just fill them in automatically, but this isn't going to work. The second method you might want to do, or you might try, is use bridge edge loops. So let's see what happens if we do that. It looks very good, but these aren't quads, and we want quads to be connecting our mesh, not triangles. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful in some way, because I found this very helpful when working on one of my projects that will be coming up in the next tutorial. As you can see in this section here, I had to connect this foot up to a leg, and they had different numbers of edge loops on them, and this reduction worked pretty well. So I hope this helped you out.